Margaret Gregston, and today I really want to talk about grief. But instead of animal grief, I want to talk about human grief and why it's so essential and important to us. So a lot of the information I'm going to be sharing today is from this woman. Her name is Bonfu Sam, and she is a keeper of knowledge and a keeper of rituals in her indigenous community located in Burkina Faso of West Africa. And she held a grief ritual workshop in Santa Barbara where she shared a lot of her communal knowledge about grief. So let's start it off someplace relatively simple. What is grief? Grieving can be caused from anything as a death of a close family member, a loss of a dream that is near and dear to your heart, or a national tragedy that gives you a feeling of loss of safety. It's any type of loss. And grieving takes time, and there's always a process where many emotions come up. Anger, fear, shame, anxiety, all emotions can be part of grieving. And it's a very complex personal process. The key thing is you need to express whatever personally comes up for you. No matter what your reasonable mind tells you, the most important thing is the natural flow of your emotions. To better understand this concept of flow, imagine that this ecosystem is like your internal landscape, and the creek is like your natural flow of your emotions. So things are going along, you're born, it's all going well, but then you're really mad at your sibling and start yelling at them, but someone gives you a cookie to stop. Or you're 8 years old and your first pet dies, but your older sibling makes fun of you for crying. Or you're 16 and you're in love, but you break your heart, so you decide to just throw yourself into your schoolwork. Whatever it is, there's always some instance where your emotion gets trumped by something else and you don't process it. You convince yourself that something, or someone else convinces you that something is more important. This creates a blockage in the flow of your emotions, just as putting a rock in the middle of a creek would create a blockage in the flow. Why is it important though? Why do we need to clear out these blockages? Why would we need to move the rocks from the creek? Well, we need to move the rocks from the creek because if you build a wall, then the creek will just start to stagnate. The water will just sit there and get dirty and nothing will get cleaned out, and the ecosystem will just slowly deteriorate and become more and more. So to make this ecosystem healthy again, you have to start clearing out all the blockages to allow the water to flow. When you let the water flow, new life starts coming into the ecosystem because the water can support more life, and it can nurture more beauty, and more beauty will allow new things and new people and new experiences into the ecosystem. Human emotions work in a very similar way. Once you start to remove all of these old blockages, however long ago they've been sitting there, you are able to nurture more life and more beauty, and it's a lot easier to get inspired and enjoy the simple things in life because you're no longer weighed down by all of that emotional baggage. So once I started to understand the true importance of grief, a lot of questions came up for me, like, how do we even begin to start grieving when we have lived in a culture for so long that promotes that you just steal over those feelings with whatever you got? Food, TV, music, just like don't process them a lot, or express them at least. And the knowledge that Bonfu shared with us that I personally have found most helpful is to just really give yourself permission and allow yourself and welcome those feelings in, because just because there's someone else who doesn't have any food or doesn't have a home doesn't make your feelings or your experience any less valid. Also, just express it in any ways you like. You can paint, you can sing, you can dance. The most important thing is just to express it. Or if you really don't know what to do with it, just move. Just go for a run or dance or just jump up and down. Just move it along. Or go to the beach with a friend or a group of friends and talk about what's been going on and how you're feeling about it. It, just keep on processing and doing whatever you can until you find something that really works for you. If you're still interested in learning more, I'm going to put some of the links to Sabone Fusam's website. So if you want to learn more about grieving or check out some of her books, they're really cool. I really hope that you have a healthy grieving process and however you decide to do it. And if you got something out of this video, best of luck watching the rest of them. Bye.